Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Kabir Considers. In this video, I'm going to react to the 15 most hated NFL players of all time. This is going to be really interesting because every sport, and like a sport, especially like American football, you've had thousands of players. There's going to be players that are loved and revered, but there's also going to be players that maybe for things that they did on the field or off the field that are going to be pretty much like despised. And I've wondered, who are these players? Like in soccer, a player that a lot of people don't tend to like is Luis Suarez. You guys can Google why he, isn't liked. I'm not really going to get into that. But I really don't know enough about American football to have an opinion on this. So this video, I'm hoping it's going to kind of clue me up into some of the history of the sport and why these players aren't liked. What did they do to get that reputation? And let me know if you disagree or agree with them being included on this list. It's going to be really interesting. Let's do it.
Total Pro Sports presents the 15 most hated NFL players. The NFL remains by far the most beloved pro sports league in North America. And there's no doubt this league includes the biggest jerks, punks, whiners, and classless players. The league has had ongoing issues of having to deal with certain players and bringing certain rules into place because of them. Here are the 15 most hated.
Is that Ben Roethlisberger and Tom Brady? Why are they hated?
NFL players. Number 15, Josh Norman. Norman made a name for himself as an elite shutdown corner in 2015 as he guided the Carolina Panthers to Super Bowl 50 before losing to the Denver Broncos. Norman engaged in a huge rivalry with New York Giants star wide receiver Odell Beckham, and the two got into some ugly confrontations. As great as he is, Norman's been a mouthy trash talker, and shutting down elite wide receivers will make opposing fans frustrated. Number 14, Riley.
I mean, that doesn't seem like enough of a reason to hate the guy, but I guess, yeah, if you supported the New York Giants at the time, you probably wouldn't like him.
Cooper hasn't become a star by any means, but few players have gotten into such an off-the-field controversy like him. At a concert in 2013, a video went viral of Cooper using racial slurs against black people, earning a reputation as a racist. Considering how many black players make up the NFL, this was not cool on any means and has warranted plenty of hatred on his part. Number 13, Jay Cutler. For some reason, Chicago Bears fans started hating their own quarterback in the 2010 NFC Championship game against the Green Bay Packers when he left the game with a bad MCL sprain. Bears fans started calling him a quitter, and since the incident, Cutler's earned a reputation as a careless quitter. His neutral faces when his team loses.
The guy got injured. He didn't... What? How can you call him a quitter? He tore his MCL.
Has people believing he really just doesn't care. Number 12,
Johnny
MANZIEL. A 2014 first-round pick by the Cleveland Browns, some people had already had enough of the non-stop media coverage Johnny football was getting. Without playing a single down in the NFL, it was getting ridiculous. But his off-the-field controversy has generated a lot of hate. MANZIEL has gotten into too much partying and was in an incident where he allegedly assaulted his girlfriend. Not cool, buddy.
I remember, to be fair, quite a few years ago, watching loads of clips of First Take with Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith, where they, particularly Skip, would hype Johnny MANZIEL so much. The hype was ridiculous, and it didn't materialize, which is a shame. But I guess that's quite common in sports. The next big thing gets massively hyped, and then they either fulfill that hype or they bust. And Johnny MANZIEL was a bust.
Number 11, Tony Romo. When you're the quarterback on one of the most hated teams in sports, people aren't going to like you automatically. Even Dallas Cowboys fans seem to hate Romo based on his inconsistency. The man got into some media controversy in 2007 by mistreating his girlfriend, Jessica Simpson, as well as partying with her too much, which led to them being eliminated early in the playoffs. People just love to hate Romo. Number 10.
Come on, Romo. You got to protect your bread and butter, which is football. Come on, you got to put that first.
And Ben Roethlisberger. When you win 2 Super Bowls your first 5 seasons and play great all-around football, what isn't there to love? While Roethlisberger got himself into plenty of trouble with off-the-field sexual assault cases, The stories behind them are very hard to read, and it's just unacceptable to commit such acts. As such, many NFL fans can't stand the fact Big Ben succeeded in the NFL after a despicable incident.
Oh my God.
Number 9.
What did he do? I need to look into that. Oh, dude, because the way it sounded, like it was proper scumbaggery type stuff.
Cam Newton. The 2011 first overall pick helped the Carolina Panthers become a juggernaut, but he really became a hated superstar during his 2015 NFL MVP season. Newton's celebrations, most notably the dabbing, cockiness, and all-around dominance of every team he faced, drew major media scrutiny and made him arguably the most hated player that season.
Wow.
People hate a winner, but when he showboats, that makes it worse. Number 8, Tom Brady. Good-looking always wins, has the richest supermodel in the world as his wife, does great endorsements, and beats almost every team he faces constantly. There are enough reasons to hate Brady, but some people also believe he got off the Deflategate scandal easily. Perhaps it's jealousy, but Brady has embraced the plenty of hatred he's received throughout his career. Number 7.
I remember hearing about Deflategate. That was when I think Bill Belichick or somebody on the team were like deflating the balls because I think a deflated ball is easier to catch or something like that. Like, did they cheat? They probably did cheat, right? Do you think they got away with it scot-free? What's your opinion on Deflategate, guys?
Richard Sherman. Sherman is one of the few absolute NFL superstars who trash talks a ton, but is able to back it up just about every single time.
And that's fine with me.
He became public enemy number 1 in San Francisco after he helped the Seattle Seahawks beat the 49ers in the 2013 NFC Championship. His epic post-game rant on Michael Crabtree made him a huge punk to many NFL fans. And again, he always
good hang time. Look at the elevation.
Shuts down your team's top receiver. Sorry. Number 6, Adam PACMAN.
Me personally, I love trash talk. I think it's entertaining, and at the end of the day, it's entertainment. That's what it is. Like, I feel like if let them do it, like, because otherwise you risk the sport getting boring, right? You know, I'm all for trash talk. You know, celebrations, taunting. I love all of that.
And Jones, one of the most talented cornerbacks and return men of all time, Jones has gotten into plenty of heated moments off the field and even more trouble off of it. In 2005, as a member of the Tennessee Titans, he got arrested for assault. A year later, he got charged with obstruction of justice. He's been suspended for violating the league's personal policy of conduct. Oh, and his ridiculous penalty against the Pittsburgh Steelers in the 2015 AFC wildcard round gave their AFC North rivals an easy field goal to win the game. Jones has always been a hothead and hasn't been able to control himself. Number 5, Des Bryant. People will hate a guy who's really, really good. It's just that simple. People will hate a guy who's viciously beat up his own mother. Yes, the woman that gave birth to him. Come on, Des. Also, Bryant has...
He did that? Bro, I don't want to hear why he did that or anything like that. That is fucking disgusting.
Been a cocky, non-team player. Always seen shouting at his teammates, believing he makes up a 53-man roster. As such, people hate Bryant for all of those reasons. Number 4, VONTAZE BURFICT. He may have just emerged as a star linebacker for the Bengals, but BURFICT sure has no problem developing a lot of hatred his way. BURFICT has delivered plenty of cheap shots throughout his career, and his ugly headshot on Steelers wide receiver Antonio Brown in the aforementioned 2015 playoff game helped Pittsburgh win. The Steelers had to play the rest of the playoffs without Brown and could have gone much further had he not been hurt. BURFICT's a dirty player. It's as simple as that. Number 3, NDAMUKONG Suh. Despite being one of the best defensive players of his generation, Suh has had to act like a jerk now, hasn't he? Suh became a real punk when he stepped on Evan Dietrich Smith's arm after throwing his head into the ground. Who does that?
God.
In a 2012 Thanksgiving game against the Houston Texans, he kicked quarterback Matt Schaub.
Look at the size discrepancy.
He kicked quarterback Matt Schaub in the groin. Suh seems to always look for the chance to 2012.
Look at the size discrepancy, like in the arm. But look at the width of the bicep.
Thanksgiving game against the Houston Texans, he kicked quarterback Matt Schaub in the groin. Suh seems to always look for the chance to deliver something cheap to injure another player. Come on now. Number 2, Greg Hardy. Up until the last couple of years, people only thought of Hardy as a great pass rush on a stout Panthers defense, but they couldn't have been more wrong. Hardy is automatically a despised player now after a vicious assault on his girlfriend. The photos were leaked to the public, and it was nothing short of despicable. The hate upon Hardy is almost justified. You have to be an evil person to do something like that.
Why?
And number 1, Michael Vick. Who else was it going to be? All of these years later, one of the most exciting players of our time still has a tarnished legacy. A phenomenal player for the Atlanta Falcons, Vick got himself into major trouble for his dogfighting operation in 2007.
What?
Yes, he had dogs fight and kill each other. He went to prison for 21 months and returned to the NFL shortly after. But no one can forgive him for what he did. It was pure
why?
cruelty. Which
Why?
NFL player do you hate most and why?
I'm in shock. Michael Vick did that? I just don't get why you would do that. Like, why would you do that? Like, why? I'm confused by that. I just sickened, to be honest. And the guy who beat up his own mum? Oh my God, like, oh man. Yeah. I mean, some of the people on this list, I would question, why they're on the list. But yeah, there's a few that absolutely deserve it. I just can't imagine why you would do these things. And the people that, like Ben Roethlisberger, I need to find out what he did, because the narrator didn't really go into it. I can understand why he didn't go into it, but yeah, what did he, anyway, crazy video. Do you agree with what the picks? Let me know what your opinions are. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.